Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this video is about the Gemini twins, Castor and Pollux, Biggie and Tupac. So, you know, Castor, right? That would be Notorious B.I.G., Christopher Wallace. That's Castor, right? And Tupac Amari Shakur, that would be Pollux, right? Um, Biggie, he was born May 23rd. I think that's the beginning of Gemini. And Tupac was born June 16th. So Biggie and Tupac make up the Constellation Gemini. They're the Gemini twins, Tupac and Biggie. Castor and Pollux, you know, Chris, Castor, and then Pollux, Tupac. It goes deep, man. This Greek mythology and these celebrities go deep. So you got Castor. You could look it up. Look up Castor, Greek mythology. Tell me that ain't Biggie. Then look up Pollux and tell me that's not Tupac. So salute to anybody that's listening right now. But I would advise y'all to look up the Gemini constellation and the Greek mythology part of it about Castor and Pollux. That's Tupac and Biggie. So yeah, goes deep, man. I don't know where everybody's at, but salute to the one follower that's listening. You can look at my what with the display picture right there. You can see a picture of the Gemini twins and Tupac and Biggie. You know what I mean? You could look it up. The Gemini twins, Castor and Pollux, Biggie and Tupac. And this is why they the most, you know what I mean, influential or the most impactful to in hip hop. They still talking about Tupac and Biggie 20 years later. Why? Because, you know, the Gemini constellation, they one of the most impactful or the most seen or the most talked about other than Orion. So yeah. But yeah, Biggie and Tupac, what I think they found Tupac's murderer. What's his name? Keefe D. He was on Vlad, you know what I mean, talking too much. Then they fully arrested him now. And then Biggie, they still don't know who killed Biggie, but they're gonna figure that out before what 2030. So yeah, man. Biggie and Tupac is the most talked about in hip hop. You know what I mean? And you can look you can ask Google, is Gemini constellation one of the popular or the most talked about? And they're gonna tell you that it is. They always talk about Orion and his belt, but there's other ones that they talk about too, like the Gemini twins. So yeah, and then with Tupac and Biggie's death, Tupac died first, and then Biggie went a year after him, or Tupac faked his death, then Biggie died, and however y'all want to say it, alleged or whatever. But that's what I'm saying, that they're connected, they're tethered together, Biggie and Tupac. You know, what I mean, Tupac been in the industry, but he kind of introduced Biggie and things. You know, what I mean, and then how it did. You know, what I mean, and it's funny that you know, what I mean, they were beefing, and then you know, what I mean, one, you know, what I mean, supposedly died September 7th, Tupac or whatever. Then the Machiavelli, the Prince book, and Machiavelli, the Seventh Day Theory, the Don Kilminati, and all that. And it's just like, did Tupac fake his death, or did he really die? And Keefe D is in jail for his murder. So stuff like that. And then what Tupac died, and then Biggie died. So they're tethered together as far as their beginning, middle, and end. The East Coast versus West Coast beef, like they're the face of that. So yeah, the Gemini twins, Biggie and Tupac. They got TV shows on it. What's it called? The cop show, I call it, where they talk about Biggie and Tupac, like unsolved murder or whatever. And they got the fake Biggie and the other dude that ain't Tupac. And then what's his name? The dude Gravy that played Biggie in the Notorious movie. He played Biggie in all the Tubi movies now. What happened? And then with the Tupac movie or whatever, All Eyes on Me or whatever, they had the dude Demetrius Ship Jr. or whatever that looked like Tupac or whatever. And you know what I mean, he couldn't really, you know what I mean, embody Tupac or whatever, even though he looked like Tupac. And then there's other Tupac and Biggie rendition. It was a movie called Play back in like what late '90s, early 2000s called Played, and they got the two people. Their name is Mayhem and Jax. That's another rendition of Biggie and Tupac or whatever. And then even Nas and Jay Z did their fake Tupac, you know what I mean, and Biggie rendition, but nobody got killed. So, but yeah, I want everybody to look up, you know what I mean, the Gemini constellation whenever y'all get time. Um, Look up the Gemini Greek mythology, and they're gonna give you Castor and Pollux. So look up Castor and Pollux, and tell me that's not Tupac and Biggie. And then they associate it, you know what I mean, with horses or whatever. And I think about all Biggie's lines where he talk about horses or whatever. And then Tupac, his first album is significant because it's called Tupacalypse Now, and then it's him and three other people, and they supposed to be the four of the apocalypse. So like with Biggie referencing horses and Tupac's first album, you know what I mean, referencing, you know what I mean, apocalypse and the four that comes with the apocalypse. So they always reference a horse. And there's so many comparisons and similarities to Castor and Pollux. So that's what I want everybody to know. I'm gonna do more videos or whatever. These lives is different. Me personally, I'd rather make y'all videos or whatever and breaking it down like education, presentation type thing. So I'm probably gonna do another video just like a presentation of Tupac and Biggie, and I'm gonna go more in depth if y'all want more, you know what I mean, content on the constellations and y'all favorite celebrities or whatever. But the Biggie and Tupac and the Castor and Pollux, it goes deep, man. Pause. It goes deep. Like pause. So that's why everybody to know that I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna have images breaking it down. So you know what I mean, if what I'm saying on this live don't make sense or whatever, but yeah, I'm gonna do like a detailed video or whatever presentation of these characters, the Gemini constellation, Biggie and Tupac, Castor and Pollux. So yeah, and then me, what got me into this is Kanye and him always, you know what I mean, um, with the polar bear, and he's the little bear, and he named his daughter Northwest or whatever after the North Star. And then that's how I started looking at the constellations. And Drake and Soldier Boy both proclaiming to be the Draco constellation. And then as far as a gun, we call it a Draco now. and that whole thing. And I'm gonna do more videos on that, breaking that down. How Soldier Boy and Drake is, you know, the Draco Constellation. But back to Biggie and Tupac. So Biggie and Tupac are one of hip hop's iconic duos in a sense, twins in a sense. Both Geminis or whatever. Biggie is a May Gemini. Tupac is a June Gemini. Um, Tupac came in first, introduced Biggie to the game. You know what I mean? Told him what to wear, how to rap. You know what I mean? Um, just how to maneuver the game. And then Tupac was like a cheat code for Biggie or whatever. So whatever Diddy was gonna do for Biggie, Tupac already cemented Biggie because Tupac was already cemented. From the digital underground in the 80s to when he got his solo Tupacalypse now, strictly for my niggas, like, you know what I mean? So, and then, in between, pause, the beef or whatever, and then Tupac dying first, and then Biggie dying. But in Greek mythology, Biggie died first, and then Pollux died. So it's like in reverse. But if you consider Tupac faking his death, Biggie died first. And then I swear when Tupac died, he had a song and he predicted Biggie's death. He said that Biggie was gonna die on March 9th, and then like the next year Biggie died on March 9th. I don't know what album or what song it was, but it was like Tupac predicted Biggie's death. And then like Machiavelli, he was speaking beyond the grave like he was still alive. And then music is spiritual, so even if Tupac physically died, his music's still on, and we keep him alive in hip hop, so he's still alive, bumping in somebody's car right now. So on the spiritual thing, Tupac's still alive. But in Greek mythology, Castor dies, and then Pollux, you know what I mean, goes after. But in real life, Tupac supposedly died or faked his death, then Biggie went. But you know what I mean? So however y'all say it's the same. Because people believe in that Machiavelli, Seventh Day Theory, Don Kilminati, and that comes from the Prince Niccolo Machiavelli book or whatever. The Prince, Tupac got that concept from him. But if y'all read The Prince, Niccolo Machiavelli, he ain't fake his death. Like it shows like a character that fakes his death and then he comes back like 11 years later and then a woman spots him out and then they really get him. But Niccolo Machiavelli, he was too coward to fake his death. But so if y'all believe that Tupac faked his death, then you know what I mean the mythology is true. In Greek mythology that Castor or Biggie died first, even though Tupac faked his death. And then like just like what's the name? Pollux, he's like the immortal one. And Tupac had the group called the Immortal Outlaws. Like it goes deep, yeah. But look it up for yourself. Castor and Pollux, Biggie and Tupac, the Horsemen. And then Tupac's first album, Tupacalypse Now, it's him and the three other people for the four of the apocalypse. Biggie, he got so many horse references. Like that one song, Dreams, he said, hold your horses. When it comes to sex, I'm taking no losses. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, Biggie got a lot of horse references and shit in his lines. But, yeah, y'all can look this up for yourself. The Gemini Constellation, Castor and Pollux, Biggie and Tupac for yourself. Y'all don't gotta believe me. Tell y'all niggas don't believe nobody on YouTube, man. I'm telling y'all to look up for yourself. But I'm gonna do a video on this, you know what I mean, for anybody who really care. But I feel like Like I had to do Tupac and Biggie, yo, cause they the most loved in hip hop, and it's like we can't get over them. We won't let nobody else get past that. And I guess Biggie and Tupac was like the Jesus, the sacrifice for hip hop to be a real thing. Cause like Jesus, like the religion wasn't a thing until Jesus got sacrificed. And in this case, Biggie and Tupac was the sacrifice for hip hop to be. Cause what Cassidy was saying, if it wasn't for what Biggie and Tupac died, it wouldn't be no Jay Z to have a certain kind of lane. And I agree. So yeah, dang. So this video was about, you know what I mean, Biggie and Tupac, the Gemini Constellation, Castor and Pollux, and you know, Biggie got a lot of like horse lyrics and his thing. And then I even looked up Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. and just horse, and then there's this black stallion horse or whatever, and they named him Notorious B.I.G. And I thought that was so funny. So look for a video, man, a more detailed breakdown with images, because you know what I mean. Some of y'all know and see what I'm saying. Some of y'all need images and stuff like that. Some people learn by what. Some people learn from hearing. Some people learn by seeing. Some people learn by acting. So it's like 3 different ways that you could learn, or there's more ways than that. But y'all get my point. But y'all could look this up. The Gemini constellation, Castor and Pollux, Biggie and Tupac. Castor is, Christopher Wallace, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, and Pollux, Tupac Amari Shakur, or the same Paris Crooks. That's Tupac' real name. But yeah, Castor is, Biggie, and Pollux, that's Tupac. It's obvious. It's in the name. And then Tupac and Biggie, they're both Geminis. Biggie is a May Gemini, and Tupac is a June Gemini. So all y'all could look up all this cross reference, you know what I mean? What I'm saying. And I told myself I wasn't gonna do lives, but hey, I'm doing lives now. but the information is out there, man. And me knowing Greek mythology and the celebrities, I'm able to make my predictions on what's gonna happen to the celebrities because they're all doing reenactments or playing out these characters consciously or subconsciously. You know what I mean? Because most of them got handlers, right? So when they say put you, they when your handler puts you in the video when it's already got the scenes already, you know what I mean? Got the Baphomet, Illuminati stuff or whatever, the conspiracy stuff y'all believe in, and it got that Greek stuff in it. So, but look it up, Castor and Pollux. You know what I mean? And if you know Biggie and Tupac, then you'll see the similarities. And then Tupac and Biggie are Geminis. You know what I mean? Um, Castor and Pollux, they associate with horses. Biggie got a lot of horse lyrics. Tupac's first album is called Tupacalypse Now. Tupacalypse Now. And they got him and three other people, and they supposed to be the four horsemen. So it's real deep. And I made an ebook on this too. It goes further in the detail. You know what I mean? For cause some people, you know what I mean? Even though I make a video with the images, they can't see it. Some people need to read it. So make an ebook of this too about Biggie and Tupac, you know, Castor and Pollux, the Gemini twins. Trying to get used to these lives or whatever. But hey, with just me and a couple other people, that's cool for now. But y'all can look all this information up. What I'm supposed to be doing tomorrow, as far as their constellation. Well, let me see. Let me see. The constellation I'm doing tomorrow. Trying to do it for 30 days. Do a different character each day for 30 days until Halloween. Oh, tomorrow is the third XXX Nation. So yeah, XXX Temptation. Yeah, I'm gonna do his character tomorrow. And then Pop Smoke, Madonna, try to throw it in my audience. Not just I got hip hop, I got pop singers, athletes. Yeah. I gotta buy the pro version of StreamYard so I could screen share my book, you know what I mean, on some of this thing. But I'm gonna make a video on Biggie and Tupac being the Gemini Constellation, Castor, and Pollux. I'll probably do that by next week. I'm actually working on cause what's his name? Takashi 69. He was on Vlad. And that was supposed to break the internet, but Dame Dash broke the internet with the Breakfast Club. So, but I'm gonna cover that 6ix9ine. So look for that either tomorrow or Saturday. Look for the 6ix9ine and his Greek character and the whole Vlad interview and everything he talked about. And tomorrow I'm doing XXX Temptation, his Greek character or whatever. So, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a Biggie and Tupac video for y'all with images, pictures, lyrics, Tupac's album showing the horsemen and all that. And I ain't I told myself I don't want to do this no more than like 30 minutes too. So I got like 5 more minutes, then I'm gonna close out. I would say anybody got any questions, but ain't nobody here but a couple of people. Ain't nobody talking in the chat. I don't got no likes. It's all good. I gotta get used to this. I like making videos. Like, that's my thing. I guess live is the new thing, the new wave, and TikTok, and Bigo, and Nico, and CeeLo, and all them different streaming platforms. But I tell everybody that this YouTube or nothing. The other ones, the other platforms is good like TikTok, but didn't TikTok get closed down for like a half a month, a half a day, a week? I don't know. But TikTok got closed down. YouTube been up. YouTube been adapting and adjusting to all the other apps. Like, you know what I mean? Now they got the IG lives other than StreamYard for YouTube. What Clubhouse? They had what clips now. I see. YouTube got clips. TikTok and them other things got shorts now. YouTube Ben had short videos, but they ain't called them shorts until TikTok called them shorts, and now you know what I mean. Now YouTube adapted and adjusted to all the other platforms or their little features or whatever. So salute to YouTube, ain't going nowhere. TikTok here today, going tomorrow. That's why I got shut down that one day or a week. But yeah. Shit. Mm-mm-mm. October, so Halloween. Mm. So yeah, expect me going live for 30 days. I want to see what this do to my algorithm in my channel. Cause I want to see what works. I did the 1,000 shorts and like 1,000 just pre-recorded videos or whatever. Now I want to see if I could do like 30 live and see if that could like spark my channel. I want to thank you too, man. I've been waiting for this partnership, man. Seen everybody else get their turn, man. It's my turn now. I want to thank everybody for listening, that tuned in, and everybody that's about to listen to the replay. But I'm about to end this, so y'all take care. Have a good night. I'm sorry I'm late. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.